A long time ago, a king and queen lived in a hilly kingdom. They had a daughter named Princess Sudha. She was so beautiful that whoever saw her would get lost in her blue eyes. Along with the beauty of the princess, she also had another quality that she was very lucky. When Princess Sudha was born, her parents consulted the state astrologer to know her future. The state astrologer had told that the princess was very lucky, and the same happened when she started becoming young. Along with beauty, she was also lucky because when she opened her lips, pearls would fall from her lips, and when she walked, precious gems would start scattering on both sides of her feet. So much so that by the time she became young, her father became the richest and most prosperous king of that region. Another special quality of the princess was that she used to wear a gold necklace which was around her neck since birth. When the parents asked the state astrologer about it, he told that this necklace is her life. Never remove this necklace from her neck and protect it. That is why the queen told her daughter to never remove this necklace and always keep it around her neck. When the princess grew up, on her 16th birthday, the king gifted her golden slippers. The princess thanked her father, and wearing those slippers, she used to go hunting in the mountains with her maids. This increased the beauty of her delicate feet even more. One day, the princess was picking wild flowers around the palace built on the mountain with her maids, when her foot slipped and the slipper of one of her feet fell down a very steep slope. The princess sent her servants to find the golden slipper. After some time, they returned, but they could not find the golden slipper. When the king got this information, he announced that whoever finds this slipper will get a good reward. A lot of efforts were made to find the slipper of the princess, but no one could find it. After some time, a young prince from the plain region was passing through those mountains when he found the shining slipper of the princess in the middle of the forest. He picked up this slipper and, after reaching his palace, showed it to his mother. The mother said, "Son, this must surely be the slipper of some beautiful princess. If this slipper is so beautiful, how beautiful she would be." She sent her messengers in all directions to find out who she was. Whose were the lost slippers? For many days no information was received from anywhere, but after a few days some travelers informed the king that in a faraway hilly region there lives a king whose daughter had dropped a golden slipper. The king, the queen, and some advisors said that this slipper definitely belongs to that king's daughter. The queen said to her son, "Son, now it is certain that this golden slipper belongs to the daughter of that faraway hill king. So you take this slipper to his palace. If he gives you gold, silver, or money as a reward, do not accept it, but ask for his daughter's hand." The prince did as his mother said. After a very long journey of many days, he reached the hilly region of Dagar. He met the king and said, "I have found your daughter's slipper and have come to return it." The king was pleased and asked, "What reward do you want? Should I give you a horse, silver, or gold? What will I give you?" The prince said, "I do not want any of these. I have come from the plains. The king of a plain region far from here is my father. I am his son. I was traveling a few months ago, and when I came to this beautiful hilly area, I found the slipper. I have come here after a very long journey to return the lost thing. If you give me horses, etc., I will not accept that, but if you agree, I would like to ask for your daughter's hand. If you allow me to marry her, it will be the biggest gift for me. It is not in my hands. I have pledged that I will not marry my daughter against her wishes. If she has no objection and if she likes you, I will also have no objection." When the prince was coming inside the palace built on the hill, the princess saw him. She went to her father, and when she saw that her lost slipper has also been found and the prince had come to return it, she agreed to the marriage. Both of them got married with great pomp. After a few days, the prince told the king that now he would like to go back to his state with his wife. The king and the queen gave him permission, and the king said that she is the apple of our eye. Take care of her and never let this golden necklace around her neck fall off because it is her life. The king, the queen, and the courtiers gave her many gifts. When the old king and queen of the plain region saw their son coming with a very beautiful daughter-in-law, their happiness knew no bounds. In this happy atmosphere, the princess started living with her husband. But there was a problem that the prince was married before to someone else who was an ordinary girl, and the king and queen did not like her much. The king and queen were very happy with the arrival of the mountain daughter-in-law and were also satisfied that their son had got a good wife. The prince was also feeling very happy. The first wife, the ordinary queen, became jealous of seeing the new queen and started plotting on finding the new queen more beautiful and well-mannered than her. The prince's old father and mother became worried that the old daughter-in-law should not harm the new daughter-in-law. So they called the new daughter-in-law, whose name was Sudha, and said that she should be careful of the old daughter-in-law. But Sudha said that she is like my sister. Why should I be afraid of her? I love her, so she must also love me. The king and queen became even more happy on hearing Sudha's good thoughts. But they were familiar with the nature of the old daughter-in-law. Everything went on fine for a few months, but one day suddenly the prince had to go on a journey to a faraway land. He could not take Sudha along, so he asked his parents to take care of his wife and see that the old daughter-in-law does not do any mischief. After the prince left, the first daughter-in-law went to the room of the new daughter-in-law Sudha and said, "Our husband is a small king. That is why he has gone on a journey to a faraway land. He used to spend most of his time with you. You are beautiful and the princess of a hilly region. He loves you a lot. We both are like sisters, so we should live together. I will keep coming to you and you also keep coming to me." On this, Sudha said that she would like to meet her, and she started showing her jewelry and precious things which she had brought from her father's place. Then the old daughter-in-law said, "But what is this? You always wear this golden necklace." Sudha said smilingly, "This necklace is my protector, it is my life, so I always keep this necklace made of gold beads first." When the old daughter-in-law heard this, she became very happy in her heart and started thinking how to steal this necklace. But she cannot steal it herself. So after reaching her room, she called her trusted maid and told her to go to Sudha's room tonight somehow and take off her necklace, which she always wears, and then wear that necklace around her neck. As soon as that necklace comes off from Sudha's neck, she will lose her life. The maid followed her mistress' order and went to the new daughter-in-law's room at night. When the new daughter-in-law Sudha was fast asleep, she took off that necklace from her neck and put it around her neck. With the necklace coming off, Sudha's life also left her body. Next morning, the old king and queen went to their beloved daughter-in-law's room to see her. They knocked on the door for a long time, but nobody opened the door. Then they went inside and saw Sudha lying down. Her body was cold and her face was white. She was neither alive nor dead, but was unconscious. They asked the people sleeping outside the door if they saw anyone coming there, and if she had fallen sick at night. They said that neither anyone had come nor did she seem sick. They called the royal physician at the same time, but he said that there was no life in the daughter-in-law's body. She was dead. The king and the queen were very sad. They both drowned in grief and kept the dead body in a pavilion near the palace till the prince's arrival, so that the last rites could be performed on his arrival. They were now waiting for the prince to come lest her body decays, but it was very surprising that there was no change in the body, nor any kind of decay. Therefore, the king and the queen went to the pavilion every day and saw the calm face of their beloved daughter-in-law. After a few days, the prince returned and was taken to the pavilion. Sudha's face was as beautiful as before. Her lips were also the same. There was the same redness on her face as if she was asleep. With a broken heart, the prince kept looking at his beautiful wife. Looking at her, it seemed that he might die in grief for his wife. He was cursing his fate that why did he have to go on a journey to a far-off land? Neither could he go nor would he be deprived of her last moments and last conversation. He kept mourning in front of the pavilion the whole day. In the evening, she was taken to the palace. He kept refusing to go and looking at his wife said, "Maybe this is your last darshan. I don't know whether I will be alive tomorrow or not. My lovely wife, my Sudha." The old king and queen thought that maybe their son prince might go mad or he might die too, so they stopped her from going towards the pavilion the next day. The maid who had taken off the necklace from Sudha's neck and wore it around her neck would take off that necklace and her bangles, etc., while sleeping in the evening and would wear it again the next morning when she would wake up. When she would take off the gold necklace in the evening, at that time the life force would awaken in Sudha's body. She would become alive. When the maid would wear that necklace again, Sudha would again lie like a dead person. But no one could know this because the king and queen would come during the day and then go away. They could not understand what to do, what had happened to their beloved daughter-in-law, how to take care of the son, whether to perform the rituals or not. The old king and queen were unable to take any decision. When Sudha woke up for the first time at night, She was scared at first, but then she understood that the necklace around her neck had been stolen. She thought that as soon as the morning comes, she will enter the palace and find her lost necklace and wear it. But that morning never came because as soon as the first ray of the sun appeared, the maid would wear the necklace. Sudha used to drink water from the pond in front at night and then return to her place and wait for the morning. There was no food or anything to eat, but when she would go towards the pond, the gems and jewels would scatter on their own as before. When the mad prince went to the pavilion the next day, he saw something precious going from in front of the pavilion towards the pond and was surprised. He thought that maybe there is still some part of life force left in the body of his wife Sudha. He kept watching the whole day to see if the unconscious body of his wife moves, but nothing happened because she would wake up only at night. Disappointed, he went back to the palace. He did not go to the pavilion the next day and spent the whole day in sadness. The people of the palace felt that maybe he too would not live for long now because he had also stopped eating and drinking. He was sad even in the evening, but was thinking how the gems and jewels would come around the pavilion. He got up and went towards the pavilion. When he sat there, he saw that a woman came out of the pavilion and started going towards the pond. At first, he thought that she must be a fairy, but then he recognized his wife from a distance. Precious beads started getting scattered on the path on the side from which Sudha went towards the pond. He was surprised as if he was seeing a dream. When Sudha heard the sound of someone walking, she got scared. Nothing was visible clearly in the dark. Then the prince called out, "Sudha, I am your husband." Sudha recognized the voice and came near the pavilion where the lamp was burning. Both of them looked at each other. Sudha said, "No, you are not dreaming. I am alive at this time. I am your Sudha, but I died during the day. After you left, someone has stolen my life necklace." The prince looked at her neck, and the necklace which Sudha's parents had asked her to protect was not there. He sat with her on the pavilion and said, "Don't worry, I will find that necklace and come to you tomorrow. I will search the whole palace." She was lying there all night. He sat there and returned to the palace before dawn. On reaching the palace, the prince called all the servants and attendants, etc. They all appeared before him. As soon as he saw Sudha's life necklace around the maid's neck, he asked the guards to put the maid in prison. The maid got scared and told everything. She told how the first daughter-in-law had ordered her to steal it. After hearing all this, the prince ordered the wicked wife to be put in prison for life. After sending both the maid and her mistress to prison, the prince went to the pavilion with his old parents, carrying the necklace. As soon as Sudha put the gold necklace around her neck, her life force returned, and everyone returned to the palace happily. A new glow returned to the eyes of the old king and the queen mother that their son's ruined world had been settled again. This news spread in the entire kingdom. Celebrations started everywhere. After that, the old king, queen, their son and daughter-in-law started living happily.